Hi, and welcome back to Huffler Garage. Today we are working on our 2004 Excursion. It's a 6.0 and it has 375,000 miles on it. We're about to do an oil change, and we are going to be using Stiction Eliminator. And we're just going to kind of review this. Stiction is the friction within an engine that prevents it from being set in motion. So this liquid here, and on the semi pickups, which is a full-size pickup, it's recommended to use 4 ounces per quart. And on this model exactly, we're going to use the full bottle within the oil system. So here's what we're going to show you. We're going to show you this morning, the startup. It had been sitting for about 6 hours, and it was about 75 degrees out. So it's a little warmer than normal for what we wanted to show. But you'll see the startup, and you can kind of hear that ticking and that friction within the engine. And what you're going to hear is it's kind of like a clacking sound. And normal diesels do have a tick or some rattle to them because of the way they fire on compression. But the older an engine gets, the more friction it causes within itself. And that's what we're going to show you right here. So what you're going to see next is a video of the excursion from February. It was a much colder morning. It had been sitting for a couple of days, and in this video you can really hear how much friction is within this engine. We apologize for the lens flare on the camera, but here's that video. Alright, so we just did our oil change on this. This engine, the 6.0, takes 15 quarts. So we've actually only added 13 quarts of oil because we're going to add the Stiction Eliminator on top of it. And this is a 64 ounce jug, so basically 2 quarts. And depending on what engine you have or what truck you have, on the back of the bottle it tells you what size vehicle and how many quarts of oil you put in it, and then how much Stiction you add to the oil. So now that we have our oil change done, we have the Stiction added into the engine. We're going to go test drive this thing, drive it around. We're going to put some miles on it because it will take time for that stuff to actually work into the engine and actually reduce the friction. And hopefully this is more of a review than we're trying to find out if it actually works. So we're going to put some miles on it, and we're going to show you what happens. So it's been 10,000 miles since we did the initial Stiction in this 6.0. So it's had one other oil change. It's done it every 5,000 miles. As you can see here, we're going to show you a clip of it starting up, and it's cold. So it's been sitting for a few hours, and this is how it starts up. So as far as I can tell, with the Stiction Eliminator, the 6.0, I personally don't think it sounds too much different. It is right at its next oil change, so we wanted to show you this when the oil is actually degraded, because right now is when that oil has lost its viscosity, and that Stiction Eliminator should be working throughout that engine. And as far as it sounding any different, I don't believe it does, But any additive is a good additive, and this thing does have 384,000 miles, so hopefully it'll make it to 500,000, and we'll be able to show you that as well. Please like and subscribe. Thank you very much. $1.5 grand.